Hello and welcome to Everyday Tarot, your daily dive into the divine wisdom of the tarot. I'm your host, Camille A. Saunders, healer, tarot reader, and professional witch, and today I'm talking about the Witches Familiars spread. Whether you're a seasoned tarot reader or just starting to explore, this podcast offers daily insights, intuitive messages, and practical advice drawn from the cards. Each episode is designed to help you connect with your inner wisdom, find clarity in your decisions, and tap into the energy of the universe. Tune in every day, Monday through Friday, for fresh perspectives and empowering guidance from the tarot as interpreted by me. If you love the show, the best way to support it for free is by listening daily, leaving a review, and subscribing or following in your favorite podcast app. If you love the podcast and want to support it further, you can check out one of my other offers. You can join the Everyday Tarot Patreon family, where benefits include getting cards pulled for you once a month live on the podcast, or getting a one-time individual 5-card reading. You can check out my New Moon Collective Tarot readings. The recent one I did was for the new moon on October 21st, 2025. I do the readings live. They're usually about an hour-long video episode, and you can always check out the recent ones or all of them. I have a whole playlist on my YouTube, Camille A. Saunders, at youtube.com. You can check out my Queer Coven Spooky Tarot spread that I created. It is a Halloween, Samhain, and queer themed 6-card spread. I have the link in the show notes to grab that now. You can check out a recent episode of Kayla Moore's Connected Pleasure podcast that I was on, where we talked all about living by the body, dreaming of land, and weaving the future. You can also check out the link to Kayla's offer page in the show notes, connectedpleasurecoaching.com. I am looking for more guests to be on my podcast. So if you want to be a guest and support the podcast that way, you can fill out my form to be a guest on the podcast, or you can email me, me@camilleasaunders.com, if you're interested in sending along contact information or a name of someone that you would love to hear on the podcast. If you want to work with me more directly and you don't live local to me, you can join my Tarot for Transformation monthly workshops that I'm starting in 2026. In January, we'll be deep diving the first 12 of the major Arcana cards all together to discover our best selves and create a life worth living. I'll be having workshops every month for all the 12 months of 2026, and we'll go through the first 12 cards of the major Arcana all together. You can also work with me individually. I'm a sex and relationships therapist and coach, seeing individual and relational clients virtually all over from my home office. I love working with queer, poly, and witchy clients. So if that's interesting to you, you can book a free consultation now to start your journey at CamilleASaunders.com. You can, if you're into crafting and you're a crafty bitch, you can learn how to create your own tarot cards with collage through my workshop. So you get a full hour-long recording of the workshop with the step-by-step method, examples of the cards I've created, journaling questions, and a PDF to walk you all through it for just $33. The link to grab that is in the show notes as well. If you want a freebie, you can get my 2025 5-card tarot spread I created just for you at the beginning of this year by joining my newsletter list. It always has the most up-to-date information on upcoming events, presentations, musings, and more. Or if you want to meet me in person, you can join my Let's Talk Tarot meetup group, where our next event will be celebrating the full moon for the Full Moon Women's Circle at the end of 2025. So you can join my colleague Izzy and I under the glow of the full moon for an evening of connection, reflection, and ritual. We meet at Thresholds Collective in Tacoma the first Sunday of the month to welcome in the full moon together. So our next and final date of the year is December 7th. We start at 5:30 p.m. the first Sunday of the month. Run about 90 minutes and do a whole ritual. We do tarot, we do somatic practices, we do a closing ritual at the end, usually a releasing ritual with burning some things. We do a meditation, and then Izzy shares our astrological update for each moon and what it's all about. So if that sounds fun to you, you can grab tickets now for our December 7th full moon. And you can find the links for any of these offers in the show notes or on my website, CamilleASaunders.com/everydaytarot, in addition to the images of the cards that I pull on each episode. All right, welcome to season 17. We're almost done, but I've been talking all about autumn tarot spreads. If you haven't listened to my other seasons yet, you can check those out. If you want another season about tarot spreads, you can check out season 5 where I went through 13 common tarot spreads. But for this season, we're keeping it topical with autumn tarot spreads. And today I wanted to talk about this Witches Familiars spread that I found that seems super fun. So this was actually on Threads. Lydia Pavlova that I follow posted from a book. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, so I'll link to the Threads images. It's from the book The Library of Questions by Lydia Pavlova _magic. So I think she came up with a whole book that's all different tarot spreads, which is cool. All right, so this is one of them, and I thought it'd be appropriate for this time of year. So grab your decks and let's get started. This will be a 4-card spread, and it says it's a spread to help you in a difficult situation. So you're facing a problem, but don't worry, 4 powerful familiars are here to tell you where to find some help. So yeah, like I said, go ahead and grab your tarot deck. I'm gonna grab a different deck for myself. I'm actually gonna grab an animal deck because that seems fun. Alrighty, let's get into it. So the first prompt is the cat. What will help you gain the confidence you need to get into the right mindset? So again, this is about a problem you feel like you're having right now. And we're embodying that as we shuffle and ask our questions. If you want to know the shape for the spread, it's like 2 across and 2 down. So the first card goes in the upper left. That's our cat. The second in the upper right, that is our owl. The third is the toad in the bottom left. And the fourth is the spider on the bottom right. All right. So the cat, what will help you gain the confidence you need and get into the right mindset? And I pulled the 7 of Cups in reverse. Cups. And this is the Anima Mundi Tarot deck by Megan Weirer-Wendon. 7 of Cups. Okay, so reverse, it says it's about temptation, confusion, head in the clouds, and diversion. What will help you gain the confidence you need and get into the right mindset? So upright, it depicts bioluminescence, which are 1,000 meters below the ocean surface, lies the aphotic zone, also known as the midnight zone. No sunlight reaches here, and many of the creatures rely on bioluminescence for light. In this pitch blackness, things are uncertain. Is that the light in the distant prey or predator? You may be faced with a lot of choices before you, but be wise in choosing which will benefit you and which won't. Do not get so caught up in your dreams that you start to ignore reality. So upright, it's about illusions, imagination, wishful thinking, fantasies, and choices. And here in reverse, it says temptation, confusion, head in the clouds, and diversion. So I'm not totally sure how to read this, as this is what will help us gain the confidence you need, but I feel like it is this acknowledgement that it's hard to know, right? We're in the dark and we're gonna make a choice, right? If we feel tempted toward one direction, perhaps we're leaning into the more secure, stable decision, staying out of the clouds, not getting too diverted, and we're just going ahead and choosing something, and don't get so caught up in the dreams, right? That we're trying to get into reality. So just pick the one that makes sense for the reality that you are in right now. So the second card is the owl, how to find helpful information. Okay, well, maybe this will help you, right, make your choice. And here I pulled the 8 of Cups, which is hilarious because it's the next card, but I did pull it upright. It says the black-browed albatross. You may have realized that your current situation is not working for you and you are deciding to leave it behind. It may feel like a loss to you, but take the process of moving on as an opportunity for self-discovery. So upright, it's about escapism, change, transition, disappointment, withdrawal, and abandonment, right? So we're realizing what's not working, we're leaving it behind, and we're thinking about, right, looking for opportunities as we move forward, and also also maybe like reflecting on what didn't work before, right? And trying not to recreate that again. So our third card at the bottom here is the Toad. What will help you collect the material resources and funds that you need? This feels very applicable to me right now, so hopefully it does to you as well. And I pulled the Lovers in reverse. So it says a breakdown in communication, dysfunction, imbalance, and a lack of harmony. Well, that's not helpful. So upright, it depicts the red-crowned cranes in a mating dance. They mate monogamously. It's a harmonious relationship. It indicates an important decision may have to be made. Be clear of your values and belief systems and stay true to yourself. So, right, as we think about collecting material resources and funds that we need, right, we are trying to stay balanced. We are trying to seek harmony. We are going to be on the lookout for any dysfunction or breakdown in communication. And we're going to be clear of our values and belief systems, right? So that we stay on the path that makes sense for us. And finally, number 4, the Spider. What will be your warning sign that tells you something is off and saves you from making wrong decisions? Okay, very helpful. And here we have the Queen of Pentacles upright. Here it depicts a white-tailed deer, a female deer. The Queen of Pentacles is a mother figure who works hard to create a stable, comfortable place for her family. This could be either you or someone in your life you look up to. Be compassionate, balanced, and down to earth to others as well as yourself, right? Again, Pentacles are the earth sign and material resources, right? So this says, right, we're looking for kind-heartedness, charity, motherly figure, caring, homely, and security. And our warning signs, right, if we're going to make the wrong decision, would be more about the reversal of any possessiveness or self-neglect, smothering, or work-life imbalance, right? We are being compassionate and balanced and down to earth and kind to ourselves, right? Sometimes that can be the warning sign that actually you don't need to just buckle down and work harder and do the thing and force it. Actually, you need to be kind to yourself, right? And charitable, caring in the same way that you might care for others. Well, we will keep it short and sweet today because that felt like a very clear message. And tomorrow we will have our last episode of this lovely season on 11/11, and I'm going to be doing an 11/11 Stargate spread. So get excited for that. All right. If you'd like to join me on the journey of using the tarot for transformation, click on the link in the show notes to indicate your interest, and I'll send you more info. Links for the tarot decks I talk about will always be in the show notes and on my website if you'd like to look at them or purchase them. And thanks for joining me today on Everyday Tarot. Just as a reminder, the podcast will come out daily, Monday through Friday for all of 2025. You can email me, me@CamilleASaunders.com with your thoughts, questions, and more. All right, see you soon. Bye-bye.